Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be kicking off a weekly vlog. It has been over a month since I filmed one of these, and I mean, I feel like it kind of goes without saying, but my mental health has been trash, which is why I have been absent, but I am feeling a lot better now, and I am so excited to just be here with all of you. I love chatting with y'all in the comments. I love sharing the random mundane bits of my everyday. I love getting the cat hair off of my microphone because I haven't used this camera in such a long time, but good to be back with all of you. I guess I could tell you what I've been up to and what we're doing this week, kind of kicking off the vlog. It is presently 7:08 p.m. on Monday, April 7th. I have mostly been deeply depressed over the past 3 to 4 months, and it's the kind of depression that I have not experienced in a while. I have a diagnosed mood disorder, which definitely affects my mood. It's not something that I am unfamiliar with, but I haven't really faced super severe depressive episodes in a while. I feel like I've found good ways to prevent myself from getting super low, but just something about, I don't know, the combination of things that was happening this year or weather, or I don't even know. I just have been super depressed, and I just haven't wanted to be in front of a camera. It's almost felt pointless, which I'm sure if you've ever been depressed, like, you know what that feels like. Everything kind of feels pointless, but especially like sharing my life when I'm depressed is just not something that I want to do. One, it just kind of shakes your self-confidence, and then two, I wasn't doing anything. I was quite literally bedrotting for like 4-ish months, and now that I'm out of it, it feels so weird to like reflect on that and be like, wow, it's really doing nothing for like 4 months. I mean, I was able to keep it together enough to like do my job, but other than that, like, I really could not force myself to film, and I think it's probably for the best that I didn't, because I just would hate to sit in front of a camera every single week and just tell y'all, yeah, I'm depressed, I'm online shopping, yeah, I'm like kind of reading. Like, that's not fun, you know? So I'm all for being real online. I'm all for sharing the hard bits of life if that is something that is helpful to you. Obviously, it's been helpful to me in the past, and I'm not saying I'm going to act like everything is sunshine and roses. I'm sure we're going to have some ups and downs and some bumps in the road along the way this year, especially over the next couple of weeks as I try to acclimatize, I guess you could say, to a new schedule. But I am just excited to be back, and I'm feeling a lot better, like a lot better. So much of that is due to the time change and the changing weather, though we're having a cold snap. I don't know what has gotten into Texas, but it is very chilly today. I woke up and it was like 35 degrees, and I was fully intending to go on my morning walk. That did not happen. Totally okay with that, because every other day from here out is going to be warmer. So goodness, that is where I've been. And now I guess I can tell you kind of what I'm up to lately. Last week, I went to my first hockey game. I went to Dallas. I hung out with some friends. I think that was like super refreshing and also really motivating. Something about getting out of my house, not just like, you know, to run errands, but getting out of my house to either like see my family or see friends, always just has me excited to like get back home and like be productive, strangely. I think that makes sense. Like, relaxing and taking a break makes you more productive. But I went to a hockey game last week. It was my first hockey game ever. It was so fun. It was a Stars game, Stars versus Predators. I had never seen hockey before ever, and it was amazing. I had to remark on it here just because I had such a fun time, and it definitely makes me interested in the sport generally speaking. And I've read a lot of hockey romances, but like, I didn't know much about hockey before this, and now I kind of want to, so that was really fun. And again, I think that kind of like spurred me feeling a little bit better. But this week is really all about setting boundaries, getting back into a really good rhythm and workflow with work, and also prioritizing my health and fitness. So over the past 4 months, I have been kind of in a calorie deficit, not so much in March, that's kind of when I hit my weight loss goal. Have been just kind of maintaining since, but up until that point, I was in a calorie deficit, but I wasn't really regularly exercising, which was definitely a detriment to my mental and physical health. So this week I'm really getting back out there, going on my morning walks. I have done a couple sporadic walks over the past month, and same with Pilates. I've been going at least once a week, not super regularly, so I'm trying to get back on the horse with physical exercise. So if you want to hear my schedule, I'll go ahead and tell you that. Morning walks every single morning, forever, probably for the rest of my life. It is just that important to me. It makes a meaningful difference in my mental health. Also, like, working from home, I don't get a ton of steps in my everyday, so like knocking some steps out in the morning is really fun. And then lately I have been exercising in the mornings, which is not typical for me. I usually exercise at like 4, or at least I had in the past. That was like my routine back when I had first started working out, but now I'm working out in the mornings after my walk and incorporating a bunch of different stuff I'm very excited about. So kind of my routine as follows. It might be a little funky this week as I'm kind of trying to get some stuff set up, but I am going to be doing 2 Pilates classes, 1 bar class, 1 cycling class, 1 yoga class, and then 2 days a week of lifting. Me and lifting have had kind of a weird relationship lately. I just like have not been super excited excited about it. And now that I am sort of at the weight that I want to be, I want to prioritize weightlifting. Like that is something that's always going to be in my routine. I genuinely think that it is so important. I think it's okay to also have things in your routine that you enjoy. And I've always been a huge advocate of that. I mean, if you absolutely hate weightlifting, I don't think you have to do it. I just think it's like probably one of the most beneficial forms of exercise. That being said, I just haven't been as jazzed about it. And I think what I'm really learning is that like, I just have to go with the ebbs and flows of life. And it's okay if some points you're not as jazzed about one form of exercise or another. It's okay to switch things up. It's normal to want to switch things up, and you don't have to put all of your identity or all of your focus into, I guess, one thing. I don't know why I feel like I'm preaching right now, but those are kind of the things that I am doing physical activity wise. In terms of food, Hayden and I have embarked on a journey to eat more at home. I know y'all have commented in the past, like, why are you like incorporating fast food into your routine when you can just like eat a pizza at home? And I'm like, yeah, I guess that's valid. But no, we have been cooking at home more. And this week in particular, we have been really good about like meal prepping and like actually planning things in advance for all of our meals. So I'll have to show you guys tomorrow, kind of like maybe a full day of eating. I have meal prepped some breakfast tacos. Hayden has meal prepped us some like chicken taco bowls for lunch. And then for dinners, he's like cooking us recipes that I have picked out, which is super exciting. Later in the week, I'm going to be eating some Snap Kitchen, which should be fun. And I'll also show you that. So also kind of getting that into place. And then the last thing I am trying to kind of do and get into place, and the reason why I'm filming this so late is that I have actually set aside a work schedule for myself. It's crazy that I've been self-employed for over a year at this point, and yet I had never really developed a good work routine. I think it makes sense. It's kind of a holdover from working a 9-to-5 job and doing YouTube at the same time for so long. You just kind of have to take the opportunities where you have them. Sometimes I would read or like film videos on my lunch breaks at work, or I would come home and edit videos until midnight. So I think that vibe has just sort of like continued on, and it's something that's been really bothering me, but I haven't really been able to find a good flow and also figure out how to do things with my exercise. But I think I have finally maybe cracked the code a little bit for this, where I am going to be again working out in the mornings, prioritizing that, giving myself some time to eat a healthy breakfast and lunch, and then working in kind of the later part of the day. I don't think this is super exciting information, but I did just want to share the things that I'm up to this week. Yeah, basically just trying to kind of get some semblance of routine going, and hopefully that will improve my mood enough to where I can keep doing these vlogs. So that's the kind of like unexciting stuff. The more exciting stuff is me talking to you about the things I'm wearing, talking to you about fashion, and kind of, I guess, taking you where I want to take this channel. Ooh. I think it's probably not a surprise if you follow me on Instagram, but I have just been so into fashion lately, and I've talked about it here as well, but I have just been getting deeper and deeper into it, deeper and deeper into just the joy of aesthetics. And I've always really been into aesthetic things. I like decorating my home, that sort of thing, but I've really just been into fashion lately, and I'm going to be sharing a lot more of that content here. Case in point, I actually just got a delivery from Gap, and I wanted to do a little bit of a try on with y'all. So this is something I never do. Also, this intro is absolutely crazy, so I'm so sorry it's so long and all over the place, but I absolutely never do this, and I hope to never do it again. But I purchased almost everything from the Gap Studio collection. Deck Posen designs, I think, for like Old Navy, Gap, and is it Banana Republic? But he specifically like I don't say handcrafted, but like he specifically designed a line for Gap that is a little bit more fashion forward, a little bit more high fashion. I was so interested in all of the pieces, but I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't really understand the sizing, and so I just bought not one of everything, but a lot of different things, most of which I will likely return. But I thought it could be fun if we did like a little try on haul together. So I will end up doing that with y'all, and maybe you can help me decide what I'm going to keep versus get rid of. It's something that I just don't advocate for doing generally. Like, I don't think that that is like the smartest thing to do, and I generally don't like to, buy stuff with the intention of returning it, but I had to make an exception. I was too excited, so I will be doing that at some point in this vlog, and I want to show you how I am, deciding on my outfits and stuff, so that's also going to be in here. And some reading. And some reading. I have been reading voraciously the past couple of weeks. I don't know, it really was just like a switch flipped. I finished my reread of The Foxhole Court, and now I just want to read everything. So I'm just going to ride that, you know what I mean? I'm going to ride this whole week, I think, trying to be fit, active, happy, work hard, and or show you all the fashion stuff. Going to be more videos coming this month, I should say. I'm going to be posting a second video pretty much every week this month and or into the future. That's like what I'd like to do, where I share various fashion things. I'm not going to get like super into the weeds of fashion, but I want to show you like maybe a week of outfits and or tell you how I'm using the Index app, which I'm absolutely loving right now. Or I really want to use Index, the app, and like hire a personal stylist through there and maybe like have someone style me for a week. There's a lot of different things I want to do. You can probably tell because I'm just gabbing, but that's what we're doing this week, okay? Nothing too crazy. Mostly staying home, but I will be taking you along for the ride with me. So, need to go actually, and I'll be back in a little bit. I need to finish Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I'll give you my thoughts on that in just a little bit, and then we can start in on a book together for this vlog. I don't know what we're gonna read, but I have a lot of free time this week, surprisingly. I'm like ahead on videos for my job, for my other channel. I want to do some reading here. Probably romance, let's be real. Hello, my friends. I am curled up in bed with Pepper. I actually just fed the cats. I just had my yogurt dessert bowl. It was delicious. And I'm here to chat about books. First, let me say, yogurt bowl, I forgot about her for a little bit. Bringing her back was definitely the move. I have been having such a sweet tooth lately. I don't know what it is. And nothing has really been satisfying me. I also find that I always crave something sweet around 8 to 10 p.m. And if I have candy or chocolate, I wake up nauseatingly hungry. And I'm always hungry when I wake up. That just is my human condition. But I think the sugar right before bed is just not really sitting well with me. Probably, remnants of my PCOS. I say remnants. Most of my PCOS is under control at the moment. My cycles, we don't need to get into it, but I've had 3 back-to-back periods in a row that have been the exact same length. And when I first started on my health journey, weight loss journey, whatever, they started getting closer together within a month or two of, starting. But kind of since I've been within the 10-pound range of my goal weight, they have gotten so regular. And it's been spectacular. It feels really cool to have accomplished that, but I've been wanting a sweet treat, and I try to really prioritize protein and not sugar quite as much. I definitely don't demonize sugar. Y'all know this, but yogurt bowl, it really hits the sweet tooth. I have been keeping it simple lately. I just do Oikos. Can't remember the actual name of the Greek yogurt. It's the vanilla, 15 grams of protein one, 0 sugar. One with some cut up strawberries and a Fibro One brownie on top. Ooh, she's beautiful. In the past, I've done Jello pudding mixed in it and Oreos and all kinds of other toppings. I've just been keeping it simple with just the Fibro One brownie and the strawberries, and I've been doing that every night for the past couple of weeks, and it has really been hitting. And I don't wake up nauseatingly hungry, just normal hungry. That was delicious. I have to talk to you about Great Big Beautiful Life, though. I really do. Lucky that I posted about it on Instagram because I got immediate replies from people. Many loved it, many really didn't like it, and I feel very validated in my opinion, which is that I did not like it. The book itself is about our main character Alice, and she is embarking on a journey to interview this heiress, socialite, fancy woman, I'm not really sure, who has been in hiding for a while. No one knows where this person has gone. She tracks her down to Georgia, and she gets into a situation where she is competing to write this woman's biography with another guy who is I don't want to say world renowned for writing biographies, but he has written a successful one, and she's competing against him for this. It was so dull every step of the way. I thought the romance was so completely lackluster, and I don't swoon typically for Emily Henry's romances. I think that she kind of has her thing where she does literary fiction combined with romance that really works for kind of general fiction readers, people who don't typically read romance. But the romance in this was so painfully lackluster. There was no relationship development there. It was kind of insta lust, which how does that happen in an Emily Henry book? And then on top of that, the interviews take up so much of this book, and it read very Taylor Jenkins Reid, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but uninteresting. The woman who is being interviewed, Margaret, we get her family history from the very beginning of fucking time. It feels like we hear about her great-great-grandparents and her great-grandparents and her grandparents, her parents, and then eventually we get to her story. And we only get to her story in the last 30% of the book. Why did I have to learn about her entire family lineage? I didn't need to get the twist that happens in this book. It was painful, and I could not decide on reading this 2 or 1 star. But I talked to Kayla about this one on Instagram, and in talking about it, I think that we switched opinions. I think that she initially was thinking 1 star and rated it 2 stars. I was initially thinking 2 stars. I'm rating it 1 star. This was just not it for me. Did not enjoy. There was no redeeming qualities for me. Kind of hated this. So let's talk about something else. Let's talk about the book that I'm reading for this video, or one of the books. I think it's going to be multiple books, frankly, but I was really racking my brain. I have some books checked out from Libby for various videos. I've got 3 for a Patreon video. I've got just some random stuff in here too, but I just wasn't feeling very inspired, and I was really racking my brain for things that were going to keep my interest, keep me entertained. Also, I was trying to think of things that people have been recommending to me or I've been seeing a lot. Finally decided to pick up Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. That book I have heard so many of my friends on Instagram talk about. It looks a little something like this, and it is a hockey figure skater romance. I think that it's supposed to be deeply emotional, dealing with trauma, dealing with shitty family structures. In this book, our hero Reese has suffered an accident during like a hockey game, I think during a Final Four match in hockey. He is struggling with a lot of PTSD. He does not want to skate. He does not want to get back on the ice. He is really, really trying, and we're getting very visceral reactions from him. I think it could probably be triggering if you've had PTSD or panic attacks or dealt with anything like that, but he's dealing with that. And then our heroine, I cannot remember her name. I don't know if it's like Sloane or Sadie or something to that effect. It's an S name. She is a figure skater. She is, I'm not sure if she's the guardian for her two younger brothers, but she is a figure skater and I believe attends the same university as Reese. And her dad is kind of a piece of shit, but he is around. So I think she has to deal with his moods and his attitude, and also him like mooching off of the money for the family. You know, she has to make sure that her brothers are like driven to hockey practices and things like that. And she feels like she's falling short, or at least I assume she does, because we haven't really gotten her point of view. Do we get her point of view at all in the story? That is what's interesting to me, is the first couple of chapters are from Reese's point of view, and we haven't, no, that's not true. We did get a chapter from the heroine's point of view. That's how we learned about her dad. So far, I'm like intrigued by this. I wouldn't say that I have been hooked from the beginning, which I'm surprised by. I honestly thought that would be the case, given how my friends talk about this book, but I am impressed, I guess, by how quickly I'm understanding the tone and the vibe of this book. And I'm hoping that as the story builds and continues on, that, yeah, I fall hook, line, and sinker like everybody else has seemed to. There's like a lot of fan edits that seem to be very dramatic, and I like melodrama. I think we know this. I actually read The Foxhole Court last week. Not all of the books, but I finished up The Raven King, and I read The Kingsman, and I had the biggest book hangover. Trying to work last week was really challenging because all I could think about was that. All I wanted to look at was fan art, fan edits, or read the best bits of that book. I couldn't. I had to read mystery thrillers for a video going up on the main channel tomorrow, actually. But yeah, I'm just hoping, I guess, to eventually find something that like scratches that same itch. I haven't had like a truly juicy, heartbreaking, all-encompassing read, like an original read, in a really long time. Rereads have been good, but I haven't really found anything new to really love. So maybe the Abby Jimenez book that I'm reading this week for the main channel will scratch that itch, fingers crossed. The video that I am working on this week is a kind of new release vlog. I'm reading Great Big Beautiful Life, Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez, and I think Passion Project by London Sperry. I think that one comes out tomorrow, and that one seems interesting. I think the heroine's depressed, so maybe it'll be relatable. Not quite sure. I guess we'll find out. I think now, what time is it? 9:30. I think my game plan for the rest of the night is to listen to some more of this and then maybe watch some TV. TV sounds really nice. I am not like fully into anything, but again, I'm looking for something to sink my teeth into. I like get in these moods. I don't know if y'all feel the same way, but like I get in the mood to like have emotions. That sounds so weird, as if I'm a robot, but like sometimes I just want to rewatch a teen drama and like yearn, you know what I mean? And just be like, oh, like I really need Damon and Elena to get together, or like Pacey and Joey, or you know what I mean? Like sometimes I just crave that. And sometimes when books are not hitting, I sometimes hope that a TV show will do that. I don't know. I also am trying to maybe not always read after work, and in fact maybe do other things like watch TV and or gain hobbies. So yeah, that is the game plan. You know what also might be the game plan this weekend, y'all? Is planting things. I have not indulged in my amateur gardening hobby in a while. I always get super gung-ho about planting things in the March/April time period, but the weather's been so dry for like all of March, and then it has gotten like cold and wet and kind of weird at the beginning of April. I really need to establish things before it gets way too hot and crisps everything. But there's a couple of plants that I planted last season that just haven't held up. That is the one interesting thing I think about where I live. I guess this is anywhere. Getting to figure out what plants will hold up, what will be perennial, what will be annual, that sort of thing. There are some things that I have planted that are supposed to come back every year and just have died down to the ground. This year, for the first time ever, I had a lantana come back, which never happens to me. I'm very thrilled about it because I am going to buy more lantanas anyway for other parts of my garden slash yard, but I was surprised that one came back. I also planted some, I think it's called Mexican mint marigold. That did not come back. I thought that was going to last. No, it looks fucking terrible. I need to dig that up and plant something else. I'm not feeling like very adventurous with types of plants, but I am feeling like I want just a riot of color in my front yard and backyard too. We did end up planting a bed in our backyard last year, and I don't remember if I vlogged that, but some good stuff. There's some good stuff in our backyard, and I just want some lantanas. I want some beautiful yellow and purple, I think, lantanas. They just do really well in this dry ass Texas weather, so I'm gonna go. I will check back in with y'all tomorrow. We can do our little Gap, well, not really haul, try on together, and I can show you what I'm wearing tomorrow. I didn't really show you what I wore today. I'll insert a picture right here. It was a sweater from Bowden that I got secondhand off Depop for like 20 or 30 bucks. This thing was still on the Bowden website for, I want to say, like 150 or something like stupid. Anyway, I wore that with my secondhand redone jeans and a pair of really cute block heel, like ballet. They're not flats, I guess, if they've got a block heel, but ballet heels from Coach. Coach Outlet has such good shoes, genuine leather, really well constructed. Sizing can be a little iffy sometimes, but I got a couple of pairs from them and have been really impressed with them. I wore those all day and walked around a ton in my house, and they were very comfortable. I mean, I probably wouldn't like walk all day, you know, at a flea market or something in those, but around my house, I got 3,700 steps today in my own home, and the heels were fine for that. So that was my outfit. I wore some fun jewelry too. That was my kind of like basic outfit. I want to do something a little more exciting tomorrow. Maybe we'll like do something off of Pinterest. I don't want to like use all of my video ideas, but that is something I would like to do at some point, is like Pinterest inspired outfits for a week, or I like having fun. And that's kind of what I'm saying, by the way, when I talk about, you know, doing more fashion stuff here, is just like having fun and putting together outfits. I am not the most fashionable person. I am not trying to say that like I'm going to teach you how to gain style or anything like that. But I do want to share like what I have figured out about my personal style, and, you know, what I have figured out about secondhand shopping. And yeah, I don't know. I just like sharing things. So I will be sharing more of that going forward. But I will not be sharing is my Pepper. He's too much of a mama's boy too, like anybody else. Anyway, good night, y'all. Hello, my friends. Happy Tuesday. I am in my robe. I have exercised. I've gone on my morning walk. I've eaten breakfast and my protein beverage. After this little Gap try on, I am planning on eating some lunch. I feel like I've done so much. I showered. I got ready for my day. It felt kind of stupid to shower, to be honest, because I did not want to redo my hair. But it is a hair wash day, so I guess I will be showering again later. We're doing the Gap try on, and I'm so excited. I just, I was gonna say unbagged everything. I feel like I need to give a little bit of context for what stuff I'm into lately, what kinds of styles and colors and stuff that I am sort of gravitating towards, because I feel like it has been changing, I want to say rapidly, but I feel like I'm honing in on and narrowing down on the things that I like, while still being open to trying new things. But I also kind of wanted to tell you what my measurements are, so that if you are interested in buying these things, you kind of know how things fit. So first up, I guess measurements is easiest, and you can also skip this part of the video if you don't want to hear that information. I am 5'5", a 120 to 125 depending on the day. I have a 34 to 35 inch bust, kind of like in between. I think it's like 34.5 inch bust. Waist is 26, so I'm a size 2 in pants, and my hips are a 35. So in jeans, I'm typically a 2, sometimes a 0, depending on the brand. With Gap and Old Navy, I tend to wear a 0, but for pretty much every other brand, like specific jean brands, I wear like a 26 or a size 2. And then for dresses, I typically have to purchase a 4 because I have a larger chest relative to the rest of my body. I always say that I have a large chest, and I don't have like huge boobs by any means, but I am a 30 double D in the chest. So, you know, like a little bit bigger than you would expect, I think, for someone of my stature or my frame. So I have to get bigger stuff, otherwise it pulls right here. I also have broader shoulders for my frame. Also, I have all of the cats in here so that they won't scream outside of the door, and all of the stuff is unbagged in here so the cats can't get to it. But shoulders are broad. I have a bigger chest, so I do tend to get bigger dresses. So for a lot of the things I've purchased, they've been a mix of like 2s and 4s, and so we'll see what fits, because this is Gap. They tend to run big, but I didn't want to get anything in a 0 because that felt presumptuous, I guess. I don't know. I always feel weird buying things in a 0, and I would rather things be a little bit too big, and then if I really love it, get it altered. So anyway, that is sizing. And then in terms of style, I think that style has not changed, but sort of like evolved from what I thought that I wanted it to be. I think I was really drawn to the old money aesthetic slash that side of preppy things. Neutrals, basics, things are really easy to mix and match. And I've really gotten back to my roots and what I really love, which is extremely preppy style, but more in a early 2000s Blair Waldorf pastels, brights sort of way, in a way that is not at all old money, in a way that is fun and playful and whimsical. And it has really just been satisfying to me to like add color to my wardrobe. I was actually like reaching for a sweater yesterday. I saw it yesterday, it was the green one. And I was realizing like only sweaters I have at this point are like white and navy. It's so boring. Like it did not spark joy. It did not excite me. And I don't think that where I'm heading is like a flash in the pan sort of like temporary thing. This feels very soul satisfying. I couldn't pinpoint earlier like why just the preppy stuff I had been pinning didn't feel totally right. It felt mostly right, but like not totally right. And then once I started leaning into the color, I was like, yeah, this is perfect. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm into. My sister calls it Polly Pocket core. And so it is, I guess, what we can call my sense of style. I like bright colors. I like fun silhouettes. I really like skirts and dresses. I really like Mary Jane's ballet flats. I'm not as into chunky boots or super oversized silhouettes. I like things that are very tailored. And this Gap Studio line really appealed to me because I do like the kind of more high fashion influences, but I really liked the color scheme for this particular line. There were a couple of pieces that I thought could really add a little bit of pizzazz to my wardrobe. So yeah, that's why I bought stuff from this particular line. We're gonna try some stuff together and see what we're going to keep and what we're going to get rid of. So let's get into it. Okay, so this is the first thing. I really, really love this shade of orange right now. It's not my color season. I kind of don't give a shit. I tend to pick bright, true colors. I don't like muted colors. I'm not huge into pastels except for a couple. This orange has really been calling to me. I actually got a fanny pack in this color recently. And so again, the orange in this line really excited me. So this is not made out of natural fibers. I couldn't find a garment care tag on this. I didn't look that hard, but I'll insert right here what this is made out of. And I think that this is no longer available on the website, maybe because it's like an easy option compared to some of the other stuff. I don't know that I love it. I think it's okay, but I tend to hesitate with things with necklines like this. I don't want to detract from my broad shoulders. I actually kind of like my broad shoulders, but something about like this particular neckline just doesn't do it for me. This is a size small. I just feel like there's a little bit too much fabric right here. I think it's a little bit gappy. So I think an extra small probably would have been a better choice. I'm wearing an unlined underwire bra today to try things on. And I think this mostly kind of like stays down and works with a real bra, which is nice. I love the color and it does need to be steamed. I think that like there's some wrinkling that wouldn't be there. I don't know. It's a nice silhouette. I do like easy dresses like this, but I do prefer a different neckline. So this is definitely going to go back. Let me show you though the black version, which I also got. Some ways I like it more and some ways I like it less. I feel like I did forget to tell you some thoughts I was having as I tried on the other one. This fabric, I don't know what exactly it is. Again, I had put it on screen. I think it's probably like a viscose poly rayon sort of situation. It has a very heavy weight to it and a very heavy drape. So it kind of begs the question, like what occasion would you have to wear a dress like this? Because I feel like it would be way too hot for the summertime just with how heavy this is. And it just does not feel breathable or look breathable. But because of the neckline, I don't think I'd want to wear this in the winter either. Like even with tights, I just think it would be kind of silly. I do love the pleating and I am torn when it comes to fabrics like this because on the one hand, you can't really pleat natural fibers very well. So you have to do a synthetic. On the other hand, I just don't know that this would like hold up super well over time in terms of washing. I think this would get snagged really easy as well. That's something I think of when I purchase clothing because I have cats. I try not to buy a lot of things that would get snagged. Occasionally I'll overlook that if it's like formal wear or something that like I'm not going to be wearing around my pets. I mean, I probably wouldn't be wearing this around my pets. That being said, that is something to like factor in. Another thing to factor in, it's not that this is a poorly constructed garment. I think the stitching is pretty well done because of the stretch of this fabric and the weight of the fabric. It is incredibly challenging to put on by yourself. Normally I can like zip dresses behind me like this very easily, like behind my back. I had to spin the dress to the front, put it on, zip it up, and then spin it, you know, right way front, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like not an ease-free dress. And I don't know that this is worth the money. I think this was like $150 or something. It's a pretty dress. It's cool, but I think there are other pieces in this line with like similar pleating that would get more use from me. This is the boat neck version of that dress. And I say boat neck version, I think that there are other structural differences between the two dresses. Something about the way that these pleats are laying is a lot flatter than the other two dresses. I mean, they're the same dress, but you understand what I'm saying. I really like this. The colors, by the way, for this line are orange, navy, off-white, and black. And I think there is like khaki in there as well. I didn't get very many of the khaki pieces because I don't care about khaki. This navy is really pretty though. It kind of leans a little more like purpley blue than a true navy. And I think it's really pretty. I don't know if I would keep this though. Again, like this fabric, it just does not feel very breathable. It doesn't feel like something holds up super well over time. I mean, it is well constructed. I do think it looks pretty on. And I do think you could wear a bra with this as well. The bra straps aren't showing. I did push them aside a little bit, but you could get away with wearing a real bra with this. I think it looks cute on. I like the way that it is getting my personal body. I hate saying the word flattering, but like, I think flattering is a very subjective thing. And I think it depends on what you think about yourself. And so for me, I like this, but this is one that I'm on the fence about. The other two are definite no's. This one I'm on the fence about. Herein lies a dilemma, not even a dilemma, but like an annoyance I have. I really hate when brands tell you the model is wearing a size 4 and I'm looking at the model and she's teeny tiny and I'm like, okay, I don't know if I believe that. I normally am a size 4 in dresses. I don't know. This is a size 4 and it's too big. So like, what is the truth? I know that they like pin the models. At least give us some accuracy, I guess, when you're telling us what size the models are. Anyway, this was originally designed for Anne Hathaway, which I didn't know until after I bought it, but she is of course one of my style icons. We have very similar coloring, which I think kind of helps guide some of my fashion choices. I saw her wear neon yellow and I was like, I can wear neon yellow. Obviously the Apple Watch is like kind of ruining the outfit. I love this right here. I love this like shirting detail, this like pleating. I think it's so pretty. And in the product imagery, I'll insert a picture right here. They have it kind of like worn off the shoulder in like a really glamorous way. I don't think it's really working on me as I wanted it to, which is such a bummer. This is 100% cotton poplin. I feel like it is incredibly well made. It is also sheer, which I'm sure you can maybe tell. I don't fuck around with sheer stuff. I do have a slip that I will wear under like mini dresses that are sheer. Like I don't want a slip to like cut off and you see the sheerness after that. Does it make sense? I don't know. Bit of a disappointment. It's a little too big and it's also, I just feel like it's not giving what I wanted it to give. I'm so sad. I also have this navy, which I'll try on and maybe that one will fit different. I got the navy one specifically because I was like, wait, what if the white one's sheer? Sure enough, the white one is sheer. Maybe the navy is gonna save it. We'll see. Let's try it on. Okay, I feel like the navy is marginally better, but something about this neckline doesn't work. I didn't button this button, but I feel like something about this neckline is just reading a little awkward. And I know it's not steamed, but even if it were steamed, I don't know. I don't like it unbuttoned very much. I mean, I like it better unbuttoned, but I don't like it buttoned. It's also just, it's too big. And it's not egregiously bad, but I also like don't want to settle. That is something that I just don't do now. Even when I buy secondhand, if it's something that comes in and just doesn't fit right, doesn't meet my expectations, I'll sell that on again. Like you don't have to keep stuff that does not work for you and doesn't make you feel 100% amazing. So as cool as this dress is, this was probably the thing I was most excited about from this whole collection. I just don't think this is giving what I wanted it to give. So I'm sad. That is, oh, I'm so sorry. I ran into Binky. But you know, I'm glad I got to try it. I'm glad that I didn't miss out on it, if you will. So far, I think this stuff is very true to size. So take from that what you will. I mean, typically I'm a 4 in dresses. Sometimes I'll get something smaller. Gap tends to run a little bit. I'd say this fits true to Gap's sizing. How about that? I think that sounds pretty accurate. Let's try some skirts on. Some skirts and tank tops, shall we? Worser and worser, my friends. I would not pair these together ordinarily, but I wanted to have a top on with the skirt. So this denim skirt looked so beautiful on the website. It is kind of wrinkled right now, so that is definitely impacting the way that this lays. Whenever I saw this on TikTok and Zach kind of like explaining this skirt and the way that it was stitched, I mean, the stitching on this is really cool. It's got these like kind of V-cut stitches right here and then they pleat. This is a denim material. It's like kind of a super rigid or thin denim. I don't know if I love it. Okay, so this is the size 2 and I think that it's fitting a little tight with this really thick tank top. So I am going to try the 4 on in just a second. I'm very torn on this because I do have a navy skirt that I think I might like a little bit better, but also it's cool. It's like, do I really need this? I think I'm gonna hold my horses a little bit and wait until I try the 4 on. But one complaint about this is that I think it's lined in viscose. Viscose wrinkles like a motherfucker. It might be lined in polyester. I don't think it needs to be lined, honestly. Like, this is not a sheer material. I could honestly cut the lining out if I wanted to, but it just frustrates me when I see natural material garments lined in polyester. It's like, what's the point? You just want to make me sweat. I don't appreciate it. Tank top we can talk about is the same material as the stretchy, slinky dresses I tried on first, that kind of rayon poly feel. The thing about a tank top like this is that you definitely can't tuck it in because you're gonna get just like weird shapes going on that are just like not super cute. Also, I'd be wearing a racer back if I ended up keeping this. This is the kind of top that you would want to wear with like a low-rise pair of jeans or something like that. No, though. Also, the way that this is sewn, I guess it is finished at the end. I couldn't tell if it was raw hem or not. It's like kind of long. Honestly, that kind of looks better though. That actually looks kind of cool. I was looking for like a cool, structural, interesting tank top to bring into my summer wardrobe. And again, I love little mini skirts. I think they're so flirty and it's like something I wear often. So that was also why I was really drawn to this denim one, but unsure about this. I liked the ribbing and the pleating. I think online it looked more interesting though. I think this is just like a typical rib. Like there's variation in it, but on the website, I don't know, it just looked really cool and interesting. And like, I'll insert a picture. You can maybe like be the judge for yourself, but in person, I'm not blown away. I think it's cool. I don't think it's $78 cool. So this is going back for sure, this tank top. Let's try on the size 4 skirt though, and maybe try on the orange tank top. I was mistaken on the sizing of this skirt. The one I just tried on, the one that was a little too tight, was a 4. And then this one's a 2, and it's not zipping. Of course, that was panic inducing. Honestly, for a second, I was like, wait, how is the 4? What's going on? So I will not be keeping either of these because they don't fit. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but I think it's probably for the best. I know it's the exact same tank top I just had on, but something about the orange is really like exciting to me. I don't know. I just think the like contrast with my pale ass skin, my dark hair, I just think it's really popping off. I might see if I can find another orange tank top online that I like more than this, that might be made out of natural fibers. Now that I'm saying that out loud, I think I know the answer, which is I should probably just return this. How am I not keeping any of this stuff? This is crazy. I did not expect this. I expected to try every single piece on and be like, shit, I love this. Not quite right. Not quite there. We do have a couple more pieces though. I have thoughts. First of all, I look like I'm in a music video. What's going on? This is really cool. I actually think this is one of the best pieces from the whole collection. I think for most collections like this, the jackets are the coolest part. They're also the most expensive. I want to say this was like $2 something, like $275. But that being said, it is really, really well made. I have a hard time justifying something like this because I got leather version of this, like very, very similar online for like $80 a secondhand. And I think that's the thing that I think a lot when I am shopping nowadays is, okay, can I find something like this similar secondhand? And a lot of the pieces I feel like that I have been trying on, you can't get the exact same piece, obviously. A lot of things that I think are, I don't know, really called to me, it really excited me, but I'm finding I kind of just prefer secondhand clothes. I kind of prefer clothes that were made earlier in time and things that are more shapes that I enjoy. I think a lot of the shapes I thought that I was going to enjoy and I just don't. And I think this is also part of that. Anyway, this is really cool. I will be returning it just because I don't really have a use for moto denim jacket. I don't really have uses for jackets anyway in Texas. Here's my thing. I'm not a huge jacket layer. I will do like a sweater over a button down. Rare that I wear a jacket. And I have recently purchased like a trench coat. I think will serve my coat needs in Texas because again, it doesn't get very cold here. Also like so self-conscious of how low this skirt sits on me. So this one is a 2. Don't think it's too tight. Like I definitely have room around it. I just don't like the way this is cut. It is low-waisted and I am trying to go outside of my comfort zone more often by trying things that are not high-waisted. I just feel so uncomfortable in this. Not only is it cut really low, but it has built-in, I'd call them shorts. They're more like panties that are just riding up. And this would be so uncomfortable to wear. I don't know if I can get into the micro mini trend. My sister is really into micro minis. I love them on her. I think she looks so cute. She's also like 6 years younger than me. Not that age really determines what you can wear. I mean, it's like cute, but color is not right for me. This like khaki color. They have this in maybe denim as well, maybe black. I think it's pretty well made. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this one. I don't know how to feel about this one. It is made out of cotton, which is nice. Yeah, my butt cheeks are almost hanging out in the back. Absolutely not. I really like this, but I also have too many gripes, I think, to keep this, which is so hard. Silhouettes like this, I fuck with so heavily. This is the denim midi dress, I think this is what this is called. This sold out almost immediately, which I didn't realize. It has sort of like a contrast stitching up here that I don't think you can see on camera. The shoulders, the way they come together is so pretty, and there's like kind of a notch cut out in the back. And I'll insert a picture of the model wearing it so you can see more of the details. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful dress. It's really well constructed. It has this really cool like belt. It is attached in the back, so you can't take this off. This is a size 2, and it does fit pretty perfectly. Pockets. I don't relate to loving pockets on dresses. I don't like them. I think that they stick out awkwardly at the sides. I think that they kind of ruin the structure of, I mean, look at that. Like this would be so much prettier if those just like weren't there. It would really skim over the body in a beautiful way. I hate pockets. I hate pockets so much. I'd rather just carry a purse. I'm sorry. It does give you a nice place to put your hands, but I think that it's kind of ruining the silhouette of the dress a little bit too much for my liking. And my other gripe is not a gripe with the dress itself. It is a gripe with my life. And that is, I don't go to any events that would warrant having a dress like this. In an office maybe, and you were going to like a conference and you put a blazer on top of it or something, maybe, depending on how comfortable you are with bodycon-ish stuff in a corporate setting, I would wear this in an office personally. I just think it reads a little bit office-y to me, which is fine. And it's beautiful. And like, I do tend to love silhouettes like this. I actually bought a formal dress from Ralph Lauren secondhand that's structured similarly to this because this is something that I enjoy, but I don't see an occasion where I would wear this. And I think we only have like 2 things left. So this sweatshirt is actually the last clothing item. I do have an accessory that I'll show you in just a second. These shorts are mine, by the way, and I have to say, I really like these. Wouldn't pair this together, I just wanted to throw some bottoms on. These are the A. Goldie Parker long short. I got these on eBay for 30 bucks. I think they retail for like 120, 150, something like that. I like the inseam on. Your thighs aren't going to rub together, but they're also not so long that they look like Bermudas. I don't really like the denim Bermuda trend. Not really for me. You know, my cheeks aren't shown in the back, which is nice. I do recommend these. They're pretty comfortable. The sweatshirt has this kind of like raised embossed detail. I want to say this is like 50% cotton, 50% polyester or something. I guess we can check the tag. 77% cotton, 23% polyester. I was right. I'm good at this point at like just based on hand feel, being able to understand compositions now, which is really nice. I'm not always perfect, but most of the time I can clock what something is made out of. I love this color. I think this color is fun on me. I don't know if it's really translating on camera as a good color for me. I don't know. I don't think that I like need another sweatshirt. That's a little disappointing. Let me grab the accessory though and kind of show you that. So as part of the collection, there is this really pretty corset. It's made out of denim and they have this in nude, black, and white. And I just think it is so cool. It would be such a cool accessory to like add to your wardrobe. It's styled with dresses, with tank tops, so many different things. And I think what I'm going to do is input this into my index app and then play around with outfits and see if it looks cool with any of the things that I currently own. It is white, so I feel like it should go with different things. I don't know. I don't want to just assume, oh, it's white, it's an accessory, I should keep it, if it's not something that actually kind of like works with the things in my wardrobe. I think that my wardrobe's a little sweet for something like this, but every once in a while I like to do something a little sexy and unexpected. So yeah, maybe I will if this works in like an editorial sense. Again, I like love how it is shaped as well. I just think it's so cool. It has kind of like this bungee material to tie it in, and it's just really interesting. I also have one dress that has not gotten to me yet. It is a denim midi dress. To be honest with you, even if it looks absolutely stunning, I think I'll probably return it. But I don't have a use for a denim midi, and I think this was just an important lesson, which is like, don't let the hype get to you. Let's think about what the material composition of these clothes are before we purchase them. You don't need to snag everything and then return everything. And I mean, I don't know, I'm of 2 minds when it comes to my wardrobe right now. On the one hand, I feel like I have plenty and I really need to stop shopping, and I've probably shopped too much. On the other hand, the things that I have purchased have been mostly secondhand, mostly natural fibers, and are things that I am like wearing. You know, there's not stuff that I'm like, style this. Like, I love the stuff that I'm bringing into my wardrobe, and I don't want to clutter it up with stuff that's just average or stuff that like doesn't actually work for me. So kind of a lesson. This also just, again, isn't something I regularly do, but it also is definitely not something I'm going to be doing regularly here on this channel. I love watching videos like these where people, you know, do a try on haul for like all Levi's jeans or all, you know, different things like that. And I find it really helpful and interesting, but I don't really see myself doing a lot of that going forward. I could do like a thrift haul or something to that effect in the future, but I don't think this is going to be a regular occurrence here on this channel. So if you're worried about that, don't worry about it. But yeah, that is it from me. I am now getting hungry. I think it's like 1:30. Yeah, so I am going to get into my outfit of the day. What it's going to be, I don't know. Eat some lunch and then get to work because past my work hours. Like I should have started working a while ago. So I'm going to go do that, and I will check in with you guys around dinner time and maybe show you what Hayden's cooking for us, or maybe what we decide to go eat. I still have factored fast food into my routine. Okay, I don't want to forget to give y'all an OOTD. So this linen top is J. Crew. I got the secondhand. It reeked of cigarette smoke when I got it. The only thing that I have ever purchased that reeks. And I was able to get the scent out. So hopefully it's not like leaching tobacco into my skin, but I love it. I think it's like just the perfect size. I don't like, again, oversized things. They're not my favorite. They never have been, which is funny to say because I know I was wearing like baggy sweatshirts for so long, but I don't know. There's a difference for me between like loungewear and like actual clothes. And actual clothes, I like things that fit closer to my body. So it's ever so slightly oversized. It's not like super constricting, but it does drape really nicely. It's like Baird McNutt for J. Crew or something. I don't know what that means, but I just love the navy. I love the white buttons. I think it's super pretty. These pants are Cezanne. I got these from the archives. I want to say they were under $100. Someone was trying to not scam, but
Something I've noticed is that whenever people try to sell Saison secondhand, oftentimes if you are not good enough at checking, they do try and sell things for at retail or over retail. I saw these on Poshmark originally for $188, which is fucking crazy, and I never would pay that much. And then I did some sleuthing to see if I could find a different pair secondhand, and I realized these were still on the website being sold for like $80. So I snagged these. One of my, I don't want to say only first-hand purchases, but I haven't really been purchasing very much firsthand. These are one of them. I like color. I like fun. You know, I've had this for longer. This is one of my first purchases because I was like, oh, I need basics, but I also need some fun. So these are really nice. They're kind of like a thin corduroy sort of material, really comfy and soft. I think they're mostly cotton. And then the shoes, I wore these yesterday. These are a pair of little shoes from Coach. I think I told y'all that the Coach outlet has really been killing it lately, but I love the leather. They're super comfortable. I wore them all day yesterday and I'm gonna wear them all day today. So that's my outfit. I do have a necklace on. It's a really pretty little stardust pendant. This is probably my most worn piece of jewelry. It was expensive, but totally worth it. Little secondhand Yerman earrings and engagement ring. And then I have been wearing my Ultra Human ring. I'm trying to decide right now if I want to do Ultra Human ring or Apple Watch. I did switch out my Apple Watch band for a slightly less ugly one. I'm trying to be better about doing that. I think that the Apple Watch ruins outfits. I think it's ugly. I don't really like it. And it used to not bother me because I wasn't wearing real clothes. But now that I am, it's tough. I think I prefer the Apple Watch. I think the functionality of the Ultra Human ring is great, but I really prefer the Apple Watch. So I don't know. I decided I think I'm going to wear them both for like the next few weeks and just really see what I want to do. But yeah, outfit of the day, really simple. I think this probably would look better with like a white top, but I had this on and I was feeling lazy. So, okay, I'm gonna go eat lunch. I'm hungry.
Hello, friends. We're in the car. It's been a second. It's been a second since we've done this. Also, my forehead's looking big and greasy. We love that.
Big, bold, and beautiful.
Oh my god, I'm full. That was a delight. Sometimes a girl just needs spicy chicken. I'm gonna take this opportunity to say, because I got a DM about it, and I know that a couple of you have questioned, or had questions in a similar vein. Someone replied to my outfit of the day and asked if I still eat fun food anymore. The answer is, life would not be worth living without fun food.
Yeah, the answer is ask Wendy's.
Yes, those spicy nuggets.
Ask Wendy's if they see me around.
Oh, I'm hooked. It's honestly, like, not great. I have heartburn, like, 24/7, but yeah, I have never and will never advocate for like taking the joy out of your life. That's just not it. I've been meal prepping, you know, well, I haven't been meal prepping. Hayden's been meal prepping for us and like we eat at home more and all this shit, but like, I gotta like have some fucking fun, you know? I don't think that's ever gonna change. I mean, like, ideally, I was gonna say ideally I'd get less pleasure out of fast food, but like, is that ideal? I don't know that that's ideal for me. Like, I think at this phase, and not even phase, I think I don't care. I don't care. I want to eat healthy most of the time, and I want to eat fast food whenever the fuck I feel like it. So, yeah, I don't know.
I think I've told you before that, like, you know, if for some reason, like, I find out eventually that I can't eat cheeseburgers anymore. Like, that's just it for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna eat cheeseburgers until I kick the bucket.
And I said the same thing about fried chicken. I was like, yeah, no, it's over.
It is what it is, you
It's
know?
over.
Like, a life without cheeseburgers is not worth living.
Not to get overly serious, but I do want to bring this up because I think there's this assumption, and I'll talk more about this in the weight loss video, which I will be filming very soon. I've been promising it to y'all for a while, and I want to give y'all like one final, you know, update on that. Yeah, I don't like the idea that to lose weight, you have to hate your life, or that, you know, if someone looks a certain way that they eat a certain way. I don't like that. I think that like there are plenty of really skinny people who eat like shit. There's plenty of people in bigger bodies who don't eat like shit, and I think we all just need to have a little bit more fun. And also, I don't think that if you want to embark on a health journey, thinking that you need to eat just like chicken and broccoli is the way to do it.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Lost weight, and I kind of had fun doing it, I'm gonna be honest with you. And I'm still having fun now.
Sometimes you gotta let a restaurant with a mascot of a little redheaded girl give you some spicy diarrhea, and that's just like how it is, you know?
You know?
Sometimes it just be like that.
Sometimes it just be like that too. True, bestie. How's life been, Hayden? It's been a hot second since everybody's seen you. Are you thriving? Are you having so much fun? Oh, he did drop a weighted plate at the gym on his foot, so he's kind of been hobbling around for a little
Directly
bit.
on my big toe, specifically, not like just my foot.
It's pretty ugly.
I didn't break it, and I didn't lose the nail. My trusty Adidas saved my life, actually. I truly believe that.
I think you were his Stan Smiths to the gym,
Mm-hmm.
which, like, what an interesting choice. I mean, it's almost as crazy as when I see people, like, in actual jeans at the gym. I haven't seen that in a second, but that always just really takes me by surprise. You know what? I was actually thinking about that today. Not jeans at the gym, but I was thinking how grateful I am for our gym and how empty it is, no matter, like, what time of day you go. If you go at, like, not rush hour, but, like, right after work, there's more people, but, like, you're still able to get a good workout in. Yeah.
I just don't go at nighttime because that's like high school hour for some reason. All the
Yeah,
like
that's
high school kids are there, and
true.
I'm out.
Yeah, I know. It's
Have you ever seen the guy that looks like John Bernthal, the Punisher?
no.
And he wears like cut off jeans.
Maybe I need
He
to start
wears
going when
he
he
wears,
goes.
honestly, he's kind of sick.
Honestly,
Yeah.
good for him. Good for him. But yeah, my workout was good. Did I tell y'all that I can't really lift my arms? I think I did, but I'm gonna reiterate, I can barely lift my arms. So this week is gonna be interesting. I like kind of mentioned my schedule at the beginning of this video and like what I want to do workout wise. That's something that I'm like kind of building to, and by that I mean that like I recently re-signed up for One Pass through health insurance. Basically, like I've talked about this before, it's a way that you can get workout classes and gym memberships subsidized through health insurance. You pay like one fee and you can get multiple different classes at multiple different studios through Exponential. So like Pure Barre, Cycle Bar, Club Pilates, Yoga 6. I think they have some other ones, Orange Theory. There's a bunch of different like places, and you get like a certain amount of classes per month for like one set price. And obviously you can like go to that actual place on its own, I guess, and get your own membership. But in this case, you get like I think 4 classes per place. So I could do 4 cycle classes, 4 bar classes, 4 Pilates classes a month, which is like pretty sick. And it's obviously cheaper to do that than through the individual studios. Since I've been wanting variety, I decided to sign up, and I'm still like working out individual memberships. You basically have to like contact them. Sometimes they're not good about like getting the paperwork signed and done for you behind the scenes. I need to do that for a couple of the places that I want to try out. It's probably good because I am like not struggling, but I am trying to like work up my stamina in the stuff that I'm doing. So it might be good for me to like mostly just do weightlifting, Pilates, and yoga this week. I think I have a yoga class on Saturday.
Yoga.
Because bar and cycling, good, but intense. I've never done an in-person cycling class. I have done bar, obviously, but I do want to incorporate those as like my more cardio-intensive workouts. That's what I've really been craving lately. Like, I don't necessarily know how I would work running into my routine.
Is definitely a word to use there.
But I don't know. I've just been like wanting to get my heart rate up. It just sounds exciting to me. Like,
Help with that.
I can't take him anywhere. I can't put him on camera. He's gotten rusty.
Yeah, I cannot relate to that at all. Like, going to an in-person cycling class sounds like literally my nightmare.
I think like any in-person class sounds like kind of like
No,
you did go to yoga with me.
I'm
that
fine
one
with an
time.
in-person class. I don't like stationary bikes.
I was not a huge Peloton fan, but I think like in a class setting with good music, like I think I would be into it. But I don't have to love it. If I don't, I'm gonna try it, and if I don't love it, then I'll just do like another Pilates class, or like I was gonna say incorporate another day of lifting. I actually did really like getting back into the gym. It was interesting seeing where I have lost strength versus where I've maintained it. I have maintained a surprising amount of strength, and I've also maintained a pretty amazing amount of cardio fitness. Not that I was like incredibly cardio fit when I was like doing the majority of my weight loss, but going on my walks and doing the Stairmaster today really showed me I'm pretty much in the same spot, which is really nice. Stairmaster, I was getting a little more winded near the end than I normally do. I mean, after like 5-ish months of like not doing Stairmaster, I don't know, I'm pretty impressed. So that has been reassuring, I guess, too, because I think life obviously takes you in multiple different directions, and or like sometimes you just are forced to take a break. Like if you're injured or something comes up, it's nice to know that like not all your progress is gone. And I knew that to an extent, especially with muscle. Your muscle, I don't want to say comes back, but yes, kind of. Like it comes back a lot quicker if you were already training before than if you're like starting from the beginning. So it was nice. And it was just nice being back in the gym. Okay, I don't know if this is like the same for everybody, but I did want to mention it. I came across this, I don't know if it's a playlist, I think it's a radio station, I'm not sure, on Apple Music called just Energy. And I don't know if it's based on the music I already listened to or if it is just like a general station. It fucking rocks. And
I mean, you could just look at it. You could just Google that.
I could. I'm not going to right now, though. I don't feel like it. Listen to it on here a little bit, like on my way back, and it was playing some good shit. And I was like, you know what? I need to like listen to this at the gym. Was amazing. It was like so much good like 2000s rap, and I already have like a 2000s rap playlist that I love, but this was like a lot of deep cuts that I forgot about, and it was amazing and high energy and
I would
just
definitely
perfect.
imagine that is based off of your. If it was giving
No,
you
but
early
no,
2000s rap.
Listen. There was other stuff too. There was also like some like dance music and some like other stuff in there too.
Apple Music, if they just had a playlist called Energy, I would feel like they'd probably give me like, if it was actually not based off of your stuff that you listen to, you'd be getting some Imagine Dragons.
There were a couple of weird ones in there, and so that's why I'm like, I don't know if it's 100% based on what I listen to, but regardless, it was great. Not a ton of skips, and it really set the mood for the workout. I really think that a good outfit and good music makes a gym experience, and if either is not good, then it's not going to be ideal. I'm not going to go as hard.
at all. I'd just throw on some clothes and like probably listen to a podcast or like watch a YouTube video while I'm working out.
And I think it's fine to have like different perspectives on working out. Like I think it's totally fine to just do it for your health. But for me, it's like almost meditative. Like no matter what form of exercise I'm doing, like I get in the zone, whether it's like listening to my own music when I'm lifting or like feeling one with my body at Pilates and yoga. Really like it. Lifting and exercise in general has never really been my struggle. It's always been like the eating healthy part. Kind of opposite for Hayden. He likes vegetables and shit.
I had a good lunch today.
I mean, I like vegetables, but you know, this man's making like lunchtime shrimp tacos, so you know.
Oh yeah, it was good.
He asked
Made
me.
a little like a homemade
Oh my
slaw of like Brussels sprouts. It was a great lunch. Yeah.
He asked me an interesting question. If I wish that I liked cooking, and I told him, you know what, in the past, yes. And in the past, I think I like had guilt or felt bad because like I'm an adult person who doesn't cook regularly, I guess. But I've come to the conclusion I don't give a fuck.
No, but I guess my point there was like not like do you wish that you cooked?
No,
It was
yeah.
specifically do you wish that you liked cooking?
Yes,
Because
and
like
I was gonna expand.
there are people that like have to cook, you know,
Correct.
and that do cook regularly, but they still don't like it, you know, just
Yeah.
like I have to clean the kitchen afterwards. I still fucking hate that shit.
I mean, and also like me not cooking, kind of an exaggeration. Like I cooked myself breakfast tacos and stuff. Like I
Mhm.
do prepare food for myself. And that's the thing. Like I'm okay with preparing myself food. I did that all through college. Like I am a fully functioning adult person. I can cook. I just don't enjoy it. And I think I beat myself up for a while about not enjoying it. And I was like, this is something I need to work on. I need to work on like loving cooking. But I just don't. It's just like not my thing. I find it to be a waste of time. I don't get any pleasure out of the process, but I will do it, you know, here and there when I need to. And I think I'm okay with that. I no longer care that I don't like cooking. It's not something that I feel like needs to be fixed because I know enough to be able to get by, but it doesn't have to be a hobby.
Oh yeah, I didn't think
Yeah.
it was a problem at all. I was just curious.
I have thought about it in the past. Like it has been a problem for
I
me,
was
but it's not now.
curious, and like, here's the thing. I feel like both of the answers that I got from you now and then are both like from a utility perspective, and I was just talking about like from like a passion and like interest perspective, you know, like.
Yeah. No, I think it was like a multifaceted thing, like
Mhm.
a multifaceted thing for me. Like, oh, I wish that I was better at this so I could do it more for myself. I also wish that like enjoyed doing it, like it could be a hobby for me because it's like it's got utility as well as a hobby. And I think that's my thing with
Mhm.
hobbies is like I like them to have utility. Just the millennial in me, I guess. Like I just like want things to be useful or like capitalistic, like let's make money off of this, etc., etc. But yeah, no, cooking's not for me, and that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, it is.
He likes it though, so
I know
we're
that
good.
I know that like this is like an obvious thing, but it is just crazy sometimes how like different we are in like every way. Because I specifically look for hobbies that aren't those things.
I know. And I love that.
Yeah.
I
And I mean, I just happen to enjoy cooking. I wouldn't consider it like something that I actively pursue as a hobby.
It's something you enjoy doing, but it's also useful. Like,
No, I know, but I guess what I'm trying to say is like when I was saying I specifically look for hobbies that
Yeah.
that don't have a utility and or like I'm not trying to monetize, you know, because I just want them to be like pure
Yeah.
like pleasure, like enjoyment. Yeah, so that's why like cooking isn't one of them. I just do a lot of cooking and I happen to enjoy it and I like eating food.
yeah, I know. But I will say, I think that we both influence each other in like positive directions. In
Oh,
that
yeah.
regard. And I
That's the best part.
have been meditating on that more recently that I like. It's not even that I need new hobbies. I just like need more time spent not in the pursuit of like success or my job, I guess.
Hmm.
And that is why I've been setting stricter boundaries with my like work hours. I don't consider this me talking to y'all at work.
Unfortunately.
The vlog is for me. The vlog is genuinely for me, and I just hope that maybe somebody sometimes likes listening to my voice. That's it. What a day. I'm excited to go home, honestly, and just I actually do have to finish this book. I was a little slow finishing this book today because one, I'm not totally loving it, and two, I did do that try on with y'all, which kind of slowed me down a little bit, but I'm almost done with London Sperry's Passion Project, which y'all will be seeing over on the main channel, I think before this goes out. So anyway, might listen to Unsteady when I get home, and if I do, I'll update you, and if I don't, I won't. I did start a TV show though yesterday. Kind of just like stupid, but like fun. What is it called? High
No.
intelligence.
It's like
It is with an I though, I think.
No, it's like high potential. That's what
High
it is.
potential. Yeah. Guy.
It eventually came to me.
Caitlin Olsen, who I really like. I fucking loved the Mick when that was on. That was so good. But this has been fun as well. I enjoy it. It's like so mindless. Like helps the police solve crimes because she's really smart or some shit. I don't know. I was gonna try to find like a good teen drama because I was like craving that, but got sidetracked. And you know what? It hit the spot last night. Ended up watching a little bit after he got back from band practice. I forgot to tell you yesterday, Hayden wasn't home at night for most of it. He was just playing his drums.
For literally the first time I've touched a drum set in like over a year.
How was it? I didn't really ask you, I guess, how the drumming was.
It's good. It's how it always is. I don't know. That's like,
Bing,
at
bang,
least for
boom.
the past like 4 years, I touch a drum set like once 6 months minimum time in between the last time
Yeah.
that I played. So yeah, it's about same as it always is. I don't really lose it, but I definitely never get better.
Words to live by, honestly.
That's because I don't practice, you know?
Hello, friends. Happy Thursday. I didn't talk to you yesterday because I was working a lot. I was like a little bit behind on my video for this week for the main channel, and I wanted to get stuff done. I'm still not done with the video. I am finishing it up this morning, which is why I'm putting makeup on so I can film the intro, get the video sent off to a sponsor. But I was literally talking to myself while doing my makeup, and I was like, why don't I just talk to y'all instead? I guess this is like, it's not necessarily a continuation of the conversation I was having with Hayden, but it is another kind of like weight related, not even really weight related conversation, but I got a skirt in the mail. It was my size, whatever. It didn't fit super well. Like I was feeling like I had to squeeze into the skirt, and I don't place any like value on like what size of clothes I buy or like, you know, if I can fit into it. I don't give a fuck about that. But what I've noticed the past couple of days is how much water my body is retaining. It's very normal, and it happened to me when I first started working out and first started like losing weight, but I just forgot and or didn't even realize because like I wasn't wearing real clothes. Like I was just wearing soft clothes all the time. But now I put on a pair of jeans that are normally like borderline loose, and they've been feeling really snug. And I think it's just an important reminder. Our body is like constantly fluctuating and constantly changing. I'm not like upset at it, but I do find it kind of weird, and it is a little bit annoying because I'm like, I want my clothes to fit comfy. I don't want to be uncomfy. There's more water in my body. I don't know why I felt compelled to come on here and tell you that. Basically just, you gotta trust the process, generally speaking, and weight fluctuations and, you know, having a little bit of extra water in your body is like totally normal, I guess. I have to remind myself sometimes, but it's more just like an observation rather than like true annoyance or like, I'm worried, you know? But today's workout was really good. I did also want to tell y'all that I went to a Pilates Reformer 1 class. I forgot that I was still signed up for this class. I was going to go weightlift today. I guess I'll do that tomorrow instead. But it was so lovely. I forgot how amazing this instructor is. I also haven't taken a Flow 1 class in a really long time. It was funny. I think that she like could tell that I normally take 1.5s because she kept like adding modifications to what I was doing to like make it harder. It was nice. It was really nice. I love this instructor. I'm sad that I won't be attending this class anymore because I have to be like a little bit more strategic about the Pilates classes I'm taking since I'm going to be taking fewer so I can do other things and other, you know, classes. Also, kind of different train of thought, but I signed up for my first cycle bar class, which is going to be Sunday, and I'll let you know how that goes. I've done Peloton before, but I've never done like an in-person cycling class. I'm a little nervous because it feels a little intimidating to like get on a bike and like clip your shoes in, and I don't know how these bikes work, and yeah, we'll figure it out, but that'll be fun. Excited to try new things, I guess, is really the mood of today. I'm just like in an upbeat mood because of the exercise. I am in an upbeat mood because my class went well. I'm in an upbeat mood because I'm trying something new, and that's cool. Also, I'm like on track with this video, which feels really good. Y'all, this has been a really good week. We can talk about that more at a different point, but I think this like new schedule I've set for myself has been so helpful. I don't feel like I'm running myself ragged. I don't feel like this is too much for me, but I feel productive. I feel healthy. I feel happy. I have not felt like this in forever. I really never felt like this about work before. I've been self-employed for a year and like haven't had a schedule. And now that I do, wow, imagine that. I feel so much better being self-congratulatory. But you know what? You got to do it because if you don't do it, who else is going to? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna finish out my makeup. Mostly because I want to look decent, and like me talking to you is not going to help me look decent. I'm just popping in to do my outfit of the day. I didn't do it yesterday. I don't even remember what I wore yesterday. Maybe I'll insert a picture. Oh, wait, I do. It was cute. It was outfit that I wore to return stuff to Gab, which was a very fun interaction, of course, having to explain why I was returning all of that stuff. She was like, nothing worked. I was like, yeah, no, nothing. Let me show you my outfit because I like it. This was tucked in before lunch, and then after lunch, we're keeping her untucked, okay? It definitely looks cuter tucked in, but this is a Bowden sweater that I got secondhand.
100% cotton, very thin sweater. I was realizing I have a lot of really thick cable knit sweaters, but not a lot of like springtime sweaters. And I've just been so cold lately. I don't go outside that often. I think it's probably like a high of 70 something today, but inside my house, because it gets cold at night, it never fully heats back up inside in the spring. So it's just a little chilly, and I wanted to wear this like little sweater. It has really pretty like detailing right here and on the sleeve. And they were selling this on the website for like a lot of money. I think I got this for like $20, which is crazy. I love the color. It's really bright and blue, and I don't have anything like this. This skirt is secondhand J. Crew, and it's this really cool lavender with like this interesting stripe. It's a white stripe, a little bit of blue in here as well. I wasn't trying to like match to the sweater, but I think that that's a nice little detail. And then the shoes are these little cream Mary Janes. I think they said that these were white. I'll link these. I think they're still available. They're really comfortable, and the closure is elasticated. So you just kind of like lift up these two little straps right here and slide your foot in, and they're really comfy. I've really been enjoying little heels like this lately. I like that it adds a little bit of height, and I don't know, I've always been into heels, but I also don't want to be uncomfortable. So this is like a nice way to be able to wear them. And then I'm wearing this like big vintage heart necklace. This is just a paperclip chain I got off of Etsy. My rings that I kind of like to switch out. So that is the OOTD. Oh, and then my secondhand Ehrman earrings that I wear all the time. So I like my little outfit. I think she's fine. This is one that I just kind of like came up with randomly. I also did that yesterday. I've been alternating between using Index as my, just pure tracker for outfits, like put together an outfit on my own and then track it in the app, build outfits in advance when I'm bored, just playing around on my phone while I listen to audiobooks. And then in the morning, instead of having to like try to come up with something cool, I already have stuff in my app. This is one that I came up with on my own. Also, person, this really is not very wrinkly, and I feel like on camera it's looking awful. Anyway, that's that. Just finished the video I needed to send to a sponsor. It's only like 2, which is exciting. I'm gonna send that to the sponsor, and then I'm going to get cracking on editing the favorites video that you saw, not favorites video, empties video that you saw on Friday. You're seeing this on a Tuesday, saw that on Friday. So I'm gonna go do that, and I'll pop in with y'all after work.
Hello, friends. I think that we're like close enough friends to where I'm going to keep my hair in this really ugly ponytail. I will cover up my kneecap though. For some reason, I feel like showing knee like this feels scandalous as if I'm naked. I am wearing shorts, for the record. I'm feeling chatty. I just wanted to pop in. We had a really nice night. We grabbed some fast food again. I say again, we have in our schedule for this week and for pretty much every week going forward that we're going to be eating 2 meals out of the house for the entire week, which for some people probably seems like a lot. For other people, maybe not so much. For us, like honestly, just with our lives and the way that we have, been in our relationship this entire time, like we typically eat out quite a bit. And, we're just trying to be kinder to ourselves and kinder to our bodies, but that doesn't mean that we can't enjoy eating out every once in a while. So grabbed some fast food, and then we went to Whole Foods, and we don't really shop at Whole Foods hardly ever. We definitely don't shop for like groceries at Whole Foods, but every once in a while we will go. Hayden loves grocery shopping. Like that is one of the things he genuinely enjoys doing. God bless that man, because I cannot stand the grocery store. I don't mind Trader Joe's, don't mind Whole Foods because they're a little less chaotic, but we have a Whole Foods kind of close-ish to us. I asked him if he wanted to go because I was specifically looking for a specific salsa my sister recommended. We tried it a few weeks ago and really loved it, and we have not been able to find it at HEB since, so I knew they had it at Whole Foods. I wanted to go for the salsa, and I did find it there, which was really nice. Now I know for sure that like I can get it there. I will be continuing to purchase it there, but we also got some like chocolate and some baked goods. I don't know. It was just a fun way to spend time together. We just haven't been able to hang out quite as often as I would like, even as I am getting my schedule more regular and more routine. Hayden is just so busy in his workday with his job that when the workday is over, it's not that he doesn't want to spend time with me, but the way he likes to decompress is like talking, playing video games, and I am totally fine with him doing that. I have, no issue with it, but that just means we haven't really spent much time together this week. I am going to torture him this weekend most likely with some gardening, so, plenty of time to spend together this weekend, but the Whole Foods trip was really quite nice. Half of a brown butter chocolate chip cookie. Oh Lord, it was the perfect end to the night. I did notice, I don't say I almost got crumble. I accidentally clicked on the Crumble app. I haven't been in a while because I feel like their flavors have been pretty shitty. Apparently Kardashian week at Crumble. Kardashian Crumble collab. I hate to say the flavors do look pretty fucking good. I don't think we're gonna go, but that was funny. It's like, what do I want to yap about? I don't even know where to begin. I'm having a good time. And I think it's so just frustrating in some ways to reflect on the past. You know, when I asked for questions for my weight loss video, which I'm gonna film, I think, like tomorrow, so that's kind of why it's on my mind. I've gotten a lot of questions about like, oh, you know, do you regret gaining weight or whatever? Like, I've regretted gaining weight because my body's changed so much, and even if I lose weight, my body's gonna look different. And I don't have regrets at all about gaining or losing weight, like none of it. But I do have regrets sometimes about my mental health and like not taking care of it, which is stupid because it's not something that I have a ton of control over. I have control over how I treat myself to an extent, but like my brain chemistry, like there's only so much you can do. But it's just been interesting this week to reflect on how much better I'm doing, completely different everything is. And it was really frustrating this time being depressed because for most of my 20s, I've known that I've had a mood disorder and I have been trying to manage it and figure out what works and doesn't work. And I'm getting better over time. That doesn't mean that I never have depressive episodes. I totally do, but it was really hard this time because I knew that I was depressed. I knew that it wasn't forever and that the time change and sunny weather and like something would change eventually. It always changes. I have a mood disorder. I'm not constantly depressed. To anyone who does have chronic depression and just what do they call it, unipolar depression, I'm so sorry. It is fucking miserable. It is like my least favorite thing ever. Being so aware of the fact that it will change but just not having the facilities to do it and not having the faculties to do it, so hard. Felt like I was in, I don't know, a prison in my mind. Like, oh, it's awful. It was awful. It's always awful. Depression's always awful, but it was especially bad because I was like, bitch, shake out, like get out of this. Like I wanted to shake myself. Yeah, I have tried to not dwell on it too much, not dwell on the fact that that happened. Like 4 months of my life are gone. And that is kind of hard. And I try not to think of it like that, but like it is hard to look back and think like, what did I get done? What did I do? Part of that's like from a productivity perspective. I'm still getting away from that, like I have to be productive constantly mindset, but the bigger part of it is like I didn't enjoy much those months. I didn't get to like spend time with my loved ones or do anything meaningful. And yeah. There's thoughts in my brain today, I guess. I don't want to get down about that because I'm genuinely in such a better place, and I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop and keep waiting for things to get hard and keep waiting for things to be bad. And I think because of the way that I've structured my weeks, they're not like being hard. My job is not hard. My job has never been hard. This job, YouTube, this channel, my other channel, like it's not a hard job. It requires more work, I will say, than my 9-to-5 ever did. Most 9-to-5 jobs. All the 9-to-5s I've had, you work a couple of hours of like true work and then the rest of the time you kind of fuck around. Anyway, that's besides the point. It's not a hard job, but I have really been, I think, striking a good balance this week between like babying myself a little bit, but also holding myself to finishing things, and it's been really good. And I don't know, man, I feel like I'm on the right track. Yeah, I feel like I have to keep telling myself that because it's like, yeah, it's hard not to be mean to myself about the way that I was for a good 4 months. And you know, part of that, I'll be honest, I don't really even want to talk about it because it's embarrassing. It's just like the buying habits side of things. My cats are shitting. It's like the buying habits side of things. I've been pretty good at sticking to my no buy, low buy for the categories that I'm no buy, low buying in. Yeah, I don't know. I spent a lot of money on clothes, and I quite literally would wake up, maybe listen to an audiobook, maybe film a couple of clips for videos, but I would literally sit in bed and listen to YouTube videos and scroll eBay, scroll Poshmark, scroll Depop. And that was all I did. I would get like migraines from scrolling my computer. Couldn't stop. It was like a compulsion at that point. I do have some OCD features with my mood disorder, which is super fun. Yeah, I just look back at that and I'm like, how can I not be embarrassed and just sad about that, you know? But we're trying to move past it. You know, it's not a helpful feeling, it's not a helpful emotion, and I want to channel that into better things. Goodness, Pepper is being so affectionate and so sweet. What else to talk about? I didn't mean for this to be a downer, but I always do my chatty little in bed talks with y'all, and I wanted to do that today. Really, the reason I sat down to update you though is because I'm getting my hair done tomorrow. Whee! I don't know if I've shared that already. I've edited some of the clips for this vlog as I have been vlogging, but not all of them, so I really don't know what I've shared. I'm getting my hair done. I have it in my no-buy that I can get my hair done once this year, and I'm using this to be my one time. I got my hair done in late December for the history of my hair, I guess you could say. Last year, right when I decided to lose weight in around May, June-ish time period, I got highlights to kind of my natural hair color, my dark brown, and I loved it. It felt so me. It also reminded me of being in elementary, middle school when I would get highlights. And I say get highlights, my mom would do the frosted tip cap, let's be real. And I don't know, it's what I needed at that time to like feel pretty and to just have some fun. I did highlights twice. I had quite a few highlights in my hair by the end of my highlighting experience, I guess you could say. And then in December, I was like, I don't really want to see the highlights anymore. I'm not saying I want to be like super, super dark one color, but I don't want to see as many highlights. I want to tone it down. So we did, I believe, I couldn't remember at first if we did a tone or if we did a demi-permanent color. I think we did a demi-permanent color in December, and it looked beautiful. You could still see just the barest hint of highlight. So it gave some pretty dimension to the hair, but it was really a cool dark color. Honestly, probably one of the best colors we have done. I really, really enjoyed it. And I got a little trim and I just felt really good. It lasted a good amount of time, but over the past month, I've noticed my highlights are really peeking through. It's not like they look terrible, but I do notice on camera a lot of the time, if my hair is dirty and I've got my normal like filters on. I do filter my videos, by the way, not in like a beauty filter sort of way, but more just like adjusting the brightness of my, footage. My highlights end up showing up, they look kind of like brassy. This is my natural hair color. It's like a really dark, ashy chocolate brown. I miss it. I don't know if what we did was enough. I don't know if we're gonna have to do permanent color tomorrow or what the answer is. I don't want to have to continue to go get my hair dyed. I have pretty low maintenance hair as is. I don't have like a fancy haircut or like bangs that need to be trimmed often. And I know that next like 5 to 10 years, I'm gonna have enough grays popping in to where I'm gonna have to get that touch job often. So for now, what I would like to do is just have dark hair that I don't have to fuck with for a while. That's what I'd really like. That's what we're going to do. And I think I'm probably gonna get some off of the length. It's crazy how much my hair has grown since December. I was looking at pictures. We're gonna see my knees because I wanted to show you my hair. It was like more, I think like up here maybe. It's grown a bit since then. I've lost some hair and that has been making me a little bit insecure as well. And so I think that maybe like trimming some of this would make me have my hair feeling more full. I talked about this, I think, in the last vlog that I did, and I'll talk about it more in my final weight loss video, but a feature of my depression this time around that I have never experienced before was a lack of desire to eat. I definitely ate less than I should, and my hair started falling out, to be honest with you. Why it's so important to take care of yourself, and it's why I right now am tracking what I'm eating and making sure that I move my body because it's good for my mental health, also really good for my physical health, and eating's important. I don't want to keep like harping on things, but I went a good, I don't even know how many months on my fitness and weight loss journey, doing it the right way, being so healthy, just to fall into a depression and just not fuel my body the way that I needed to. And it wasn't like a concentrated, okay, well, I'm not exercising, so I need to eat nothing. It wasn't like I genuinely didn't think about it. It was like I was in bed and I was in the kind of depression where like I didn't want to get up to get lunch because that meant I had to get out of bed. Like it was that kind of situation. Not fun, not good. Thankfully, I am past that. I have been past that for a month and a half now. Especially now, I'm just feeling so much better. It is crazy what that will do to you though. My blood pressure got really low, and I noticed a lot more hair falling out than normal. I will say my hair falls out a decent amount, maybe more than your average person when I wash it anyway, but it was a lot. And so I just feel like my hair's a little thinner than it normally is, and I want to get it cut. So yeah, that's life, man. That's life. It's not always pretty and shit happens. And honestly, I hesitate to share that kind of information because I don't encourage that behavior. It was, again, not a conscious choice and definitely not something that like I wanted to be doing. Like I wasn't like, I'm gonna stay in this calorie deficit. I stopped thinking about it. At least I can reflect on it and not let it like affect my everyday activity. Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to look at the bright sides here. But yeah, I'll show you my before and after tomorrow when I go get my hair done. I'm going at 10:30, which is like earlier than I've ever gone, but I always make the mistake of going at lunchtime and then I don't eat lunch before, and then it's like 3 p.m. by the time we're done. And I'm like, oh fuck, I should have eaten. So I will be eating my breakfast taco before I go, and I'll be eating lunch right when I get back. So it'll all be good. See, that's what I'm saying. Looking out for yourself. You gotta look out for yourself. Okay. In terms of media, by the way, I have been trying to listen to Unsteady, but I'm just not connecting with it. And I wonder if reading it physically would help. But I also don't want to buy a physical copy since I already purchased the audiobook. So I think I'm just gonna like hold off on that one for a little bit and continue to read The Love Lyric by Christina Forrest, which I got off of hold from my library. Just started it. I don't have like really thoughts and feelings yet, but I will let you know as I do have them. I think that's pretty much it for me tonight. I don't know how much of this is gonna stay, but I love you guys. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. Hello friends, happy Saturday. My hair's dark. I didn't check in with you yesterday. Got my hair done. It's really dark. It also like looks really bad. Not my stylist did a bad job. I just sweated a lot today and didn't wash my hair, so it's not looking its best. I have such mixed feelings about it just generally though, I will say. Not, again, that my stylist did a bad job. She always does a kick-ass job. I mean, come on. She's been doing my hair for years. If you've ever liked my hair in the past, I don't know, like 7 years, she's done it. So Whenever we went, we were like trying to decide if we were going to do demi-permanent or permanent, because I think I was telling y'all I didn't know what we had done last time, if it was a tone or a demi-permanent. I was pretty sure it was demi, and it's true, that's what we did. And I just expected that to like last me forever. I don't know why I expected it to last me forever, but highlights were just showing through in a way that I wasn't loving anymore. Just wasn't loving all the warmth near my face. And I wanted to get back to kind of more of my natural color. And this is obviously not my natural color, but we wanted to err on the side of caution by dyeing my hair slightly darker to make sure we really covered up the highlights, so that as this fades, as this kind of lightens up, highlights aren't going to peek through quite as much. We also did a very cool toned dye. I feel like I'm not really doing it justice because my hair is looking really limp and sad today, but hopefully tomorrow I can show you what it like fully looks like. It's a little jarring for me though to see my hair this dark, which is so interesting to me. I used to dye my hair this color myself sometimes back in college, or you know, in between going to see my stylist, because there's been many times when I've just gone to her for cuts and not for color, and I have dyed my hair basically this exact color myself, and I always feel like that bitch when my hair is super dark. I have to say right now I'm not, and I think it's just because I haven't styled my hair myself and it's still so fresh, and usually it takes a couple of washes for a really dark dye to like feel a little bit more lived in, a little more natural on me. I think it just goes to show that like I kind of like my natural hair. I don't know, crazy. It's interesting too seeing y'all's reactions to my hair, and just seeing different people's opinions and how firm I feel in my opinions, I guess, because I think like in the past if people would say things about my hair or like say things about my appearance generally, I would take that to heart, and now I don't really care. There's a couple of y'all that are like, oh no, you need to go back to red, you have to keep the highlights forever or whatever. Yeah, no, I feel pretty confident in what I want to do with my hair, which is basically I just want to get back to my natural, which feels counterintuitive with this really, really dark hair, but hair just does not hold on to color very well, so this is probably not going to be dark for so long, maybe a couple of months at most. But yeah, I say that I'm gonna enjoy it while I can. I do prefer a cool dark color on me rather than something super warm. Yeah, anyway, this is my hair. My makeup's kind of faded too, so I don't think it's really like holding its weight against the hair, but I am pleased. I did get a trim as well, which I think was a good call, like a good blunted end, and I think it's gonna help my hair feel, because again, I've lost some of my hair. So I haven't talked to you in a couple of days. I don't remember. I think last time it was like Thursday afternoon that I talked to you. Didn't talk to you at all yesterday. It was just really busy in the first part of the day. I managed to get my ass to the gym after my hair appointment. Again, that really confirmed to me morning workouts are like the key for right now, because I've like perfectly planned my meals around my workouts. It's stupid, but like that really does affect. All of this is so fucking trivial. This whole vlog is so trivial. Sometimes I listen to myself speak and I'm just like, Jesus Christ. For me, I cannot go to the gym on an empty stomach. I also don't want to go to the gym so full because I feel it's disgusting. But something about the breakfast tacos I've been making lately, y'all, I eat them and I feel nothing, in a good way. It slays the hunger. I'm no longer hungry. I'm not full at all. I could run a marathon, to be honest, after eating these breakfast tacos. Anyway, my schedule was fucked up yesterday with the hair. I managed to lift. I'm glad that I lifted, but yeah, confirming the schedule is good. Anyway, today's Saturday. Today is the day that I have been lounging. I did go on my walk. I did go to yoga, a restorative yoga class. It was very nice, but I've just been hanging out, and I have to say, it's been really nice. I mean, I've said it a million times at this point, it feels like, but every day I am more appreciative and find something new to be excited about. You know, I told you that like I was having a hard time eating for the past couple of months, and now I'm not really having that trouble, which is great. It's also experiencing just some other stuff which comes with like not eating as much, or not eating as much as you probably should, which was like digestive problems. I was genuinely like, I knew that it was probably correlated, but I was like, I don't know, like maybe I need to go to a doctor. I think I told y'all that. Like I was like, I don't know what's going on. Just digestive like discomfort and pain and just like problems. I was also dealing with really low blood pressure, where if I stood up too quickly, I almost felt like I was going to pass out. I'm not having either of those problems. Within a week of working out, I'm not having those problems anymore. Not saying that you need to like rush out and work out and it's going to solve all of your problems. I hate that. I hate when people say that. I have to say, for my mental and physical health, it really has been so good. Yeah, I do feel like myself again, so this has been really nice. Today's been interesting though, I will say. Part of like what I was trying to do when I picked my schedule out for myself this week was like, how can I optimize, you know, because we're always about optimization here. I always try to over optimize, but also like, how can I work within the confines of my own brain and how I operate? And since I have never really like taken weekends or like given myself true breaks, I've just kind of like fucked around here and there, like in the middle of a day. How can I give myself an actual designated break? I decided I'm gonna work Sunday through Friday, take Saturday off, especially too because I work out in the mornings. Like I don't start work at like normal work hours. I'm not starting work at 9 like a lot of people do. So working an extra day of the week is great for me. I was able to unplug today. I was able to unplug and not be online. I was online, but I just mean like I did not do anything for work. It was kind of crazy, but also kind of great. Kind of loved it. Is this how people live? I like genuinely, I have not had I don't want to say I've never had a day off. That sounds so fucking dramatic. But like, you know, when I was working a 9 to 5, I did YouTube on the weekends as well. And then when I stopped working a 9 to 5, I just kept doing YouTube on the weekends as well. The only real breaks I take is vacation. And even then, sometimes I vlog. So I need to just like keep doing this. And also, realistically, what I probably need to do is not even vlog on Saturdays. But I did just want to check in with you because like, hey, it's been a second and I missed you guys. Pepper did too. Pepper missed his wet food and coming stand on mom while she films. That's just like, you know, part of his routine. I did want to give you a book update though, okay? Because I know that you're probably like, okay, bitch, we're sick of you being self-congratulatory about like doing normal human things. And that's so valid, bestie. I did get farther into The Love Lyric by Christina Forrest. I'm 35% in and it's really cute. It's about our main character. I think it's Violet. She is the third sister in this family. And by third sister, I mean she's the eldest sister, but we've already gotten the books for the other two sisters. Previously in the series, this is the last one, I believe. She is working at a cosmetics company. She's working there for a couple of years, and in her role right now, she is being assigned to work a tour with a celebrity ambassador for this new skincare line that they're rolling out. She is a single mom because her spouse has passed away, and she's kind of looking to date, kind of, you know, taking it easy a little bit, but she finds herself really attracted to this singer who is, you know, doing the promotion for the skincare line, and she's obviously on tour with him to do kind of the promotion for skincare line. He's written a song about her so far. She is into him, but she's also like, I just don't know like if he's gonna have the kind of lifestyle that I want around my child who's 6. Interesting so far. I think I have read the other 2 books in the series. The first one I wasn't a huge fan of. The second one I gave I think like 3 stars. I just like the way that Christina Forrest writes. Like sometimes you pick up a rom-com and it's not something that is like the swooniest thing ever. It's not something that is knocking your socks off or like melting your heart, but it's so pleasant and so cozy to listen to that you just kind of don't care. That's like how I feel when I read her books. And I know that that's like not maybe the endorsement that like everybody's looking for a book. Sometimes that's what I'm looking for. Like I don't need everything to like make me cry or make me giggle. Sometimes I just want to read something and be like, yeah, this is good. This is nice. I think it also helps. Well, not helps, but I'm only 35% of the way in, and I think like there's plenty of room for this one to grow on me and like become something even more transformative. I will say the plot of this one and or the dynamic between the hero and the heroine is interesting to me. I think his name is Angel, by the way. I didn't love the first book and I can't really remember. I think they were like both writers or something like that. Second book, he was a gym teacher, like a basketball coach. She was a fashion stylist. It was fake dating. I liked the idea of it. It didn't like totally work execution-wise for me. But this one, yeah, I don't know. Something about the dynamic here, like I am intrigued by. It's definitely unique and original to me. And I like that it's kind of a reluctant to love sort of story. I just feel like I've been reading a lot of tropey stuff lately, like fake dating, and love fake dating. It's probably my favorite of those kinds of tropes, but seeing like 2 people fall in love sometimes is nice, like without all of the tropes and stuff. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to check in and say hey. I'm in higher spirits than last time we talked. I feel like last time we talked, I was kind of like, woe is me about the past, but you know what? I'm fully in the present right now, which feels really nice. And I think my yoga class helped me get there too. I had a different instructor than I haven't had in the past. I've gone to this Saturday class many times before. Different instructor. She was lovely. We didn't really do as much as we normally do. We were like on the ground the entire time for this class. I feel like I was very present in my own mind, which was very nice. I did quite enjoy that. Update though, I think I told y'all that tomorrow I was going to do a cycle bar class. No, baby, we're not doing that. I really want to. I have my box right there with my shoes. My sister just did a cycle class today. She has always sworn by cycle bar and I really want to go, but my quads are killing me. And I think that I do need to respect my body and not do that. I have a Pilates class on deck, so I'm going to do that instead. But I thought I went easy yesterday working legs. Like I didn't do the full weights that I normally do. I mean, I couldn't because I wasn't as strong, but also I was like, okay, scale back the sets. Let's like do an easier workout. And I'm still obviously like just fucking burned. Like my quads in particular, like it's hard to walk a little bit. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. It's interesting though, I will say, with soreness, I'm able to go on my walks super easily, even if my upper body, lower body, doesn't matter, is sore. No problem going on my walks. And honestly, for Pilates, once I get warmed up, it's fine. But certain things I just know is just not the vibe. Bar, fuck no. If you're sore, don't. Bar class, no. Cycle bar, probably also not gonna be the vibe. So I can hear Binky scream. So I think I need to go let him out. Looks like he is just imprisoned. Sir, you have been making sweet love to your wet food for like 20 minutes. I think you're fine. Check in with you tomorrow. Working, but I don't know what else. I'm sad we didn't get to garden this week, but I don't think I told you Hayden's getting sick. So I don't have my helper buddy to help me dig holes. So tragically, we're gonna have to wait another week to do that, but that's fine. My body also kind of hurts, so I don't know if I really want to be getting sore in new and original ways. I was working out very regularly last time I tried to plant some stuff, and I still was sore the next day after planting. It just gets like the weird accessory muscles that you just forget you have. Hello, divas. Happy Sunday. Still in bed. Not still in bed. I haven't been in bed all day. I just got in bed. I'm back in bed as in the last 2 clips for this vlog have been in PJs. And how do I know that? Because I edited this entire vlog today. Good for me. Happy Sunday for me, you know? Washed and styled my hair. I'm feeling more like me. Not 100% like me, but a lot better about my hair. I just had my yogurt bowl. Y'all, she was delightful. I picked up these Tony Chocolonely s'mores bites. They're kind of weird because they're like chocolate covered s'mores bites. Some of the interior are graham cracker, some are marshmallow. You don't know what you're gonna get. Anyway, I sprinkled those on top of my little yogurt bowl, which again has Fiber One brownie. Strawberries, oh, that shit was decadent. The strawberries today were delicious and not moldy, which I really appreciated. Did I tell y'all my moldy strawberry story? I got strawberries at Whole Foods and then they were moldy the next day when I went to use them, which really pissed me off because, you know, why did I get strawberries at Whole Foods in the first place? I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you, Pepper Ann. I'm gonna close out the vlog. I was gonna tell you the epiphany that I had today and then talk to you about Unsteady, which I've been listening to. I haven't finished it. I am intending on finishing it tonight and I'll update you on my final thoughts in the next vlog, but epiphany I had, it wasn't so much an epiphany as true come to Jesus moment, okay? Obviously I've talked about my spending problem, right? It's been a problem years and years for sure. It's a dopamine seeking obsessive sort of thing that I've got going on and I have never really been able to pinpoint where the behavior comes from. And I think for most of us, it's sort of like an avoidance and or just a dopamine seeking thing. But I was really trying to like drill down into why I just keep seemingly sabotaging my financial future and or, you know, the things that I would like to do by buying more clothes. I came to the conclusion that I don't necessarily have the answer, but there were 2 things that I needed to do. One was find a use for my shopping and 2 was to tackle this like problem that I've been having. Basically, I have been putting something off for about a year. It has been kind of in the back of my head looming for a while and I guess I just have been shopping to like avoid that feeling and avoid that thing that has been bothering me. It was kind of a big thing. It felt very daunting. I finally took care of it today. It has not made all of the want to shop go away, but it has really taken away that like thing that was just looming. There's so many things like that I think in our lives. That was one of the things. The other thing was I've been meaning to do this for a while. I have been wanting to set up my website. I have a domain. It's chandlerainsley.com, of course. And I have been wanting to share over there. I've always wanted to have a blog. I think that it's just a very useful thing to have to be able to direct people to, especially like if I share links to an outfit on my stories. Sometimes people will come back a couple of days later and be like, hey, I remember seeing those pair of shoes and I didn't click the link and can you share the link with me? It'd be so nice to just have a place to direct people. Now that I am really into secondhand shopping and just shopping in general for clothes, I think it would be really cool to have a place where I could like curate stuff, still be able to like hunt for stuff and get the satisfaction of the hunt without having to buy things and expand on my own closet. So my website's live. You can go check it out right now if you'd like to. I actually shared all of my outfits from the week, except for I think maybe one of them, like my little green sweater outfit. Anyway, shared all of my outfits and where the pieces were from. Not only did I share the pieces that you can still buy now, but I also hunted down the secondhand items, whatever sizes I could find. The little purple mini skirt I was wearing a couple of days ago, I was able to find that in a size 0, a size 14, a size 22. There's also a butter yellow version that I was also able to find in a few sizes, and it was just satisfying to be able to like hunt those down and just have fun with that. And right now, as I am listening to Unsteady, I am making like this little beautiful visual collage of things that I have been like lusting after, and I can just like share that. I don't care really if like people click on the links, you know, the affiliate, you know, marketing side of things. I find it satisfying to make the collage. I find it satisfying to like source things and to get to like online shop without having to like bring things into my closet. It's so cool. And my goal is to do basically 2 collages like every time I share on my website. And one of the collages will be like first-hand finds, so like things you can buy new. And then the other one is going to be like secondhand stuff. So I'm gonna try to like hunt down just like really cool and interesting bits and bobs that like fit a certain theme. If you have anything that like you've been specifically hunting for or anything that you're particularly interested in, let me know. The little collage I'm working on right now is like butter yellow and pink and white, and it's just very like kind of Eastery colors. It's just like really springy fun stuff. Colors that I have been like kind of obsessing over lately. A couple of the things on the collage are things that I do already own, so I can vouch for the quality. Some of the things are just like things that I've been eyeing. Probably won't buy, but like can share. So maybe one of y'all could, you know, and I could just like look at it from afar and be like, oh, that's so pretty on you. I'm excited about that. I haven't been tempted to buy anything, so we love that. Yeah, it's just been a lot of fun. And I'm also planning on sharing other things on the website, by the way, besides just clothes clothes. I want to make it the repository for like my current makeup routine, my current skincare routine, like my book favorites, things like that. You have something a little more static to go to. I mean, I'm just like old school, I guess. Like I'm a millennial. I really do enjoy able to click a link and go somewhere and not be directed to like an LTK or directed to some like Amazon storefront that takes me 16 links to get to. You just go to my website and click on things and it's super easy. Actually, I can show you really quick what it looks like. So if you go to my, what's it called, Instagram, like on the link in my bio, it says chandlerindsey.com/links. The first thing you're going to see is like my link page. I'll have like the latest blog post right here. And then down here is like links to all of my other socials. But if you click on this, it shows you my little outfits of the week. And then, yeah, it's got all the details down there. But yeah, I'm going to do outfits and shit like that, but also just other things. I would definitely recommend solving the problems in your life. Not everything is so easily solved. Clearly, it took me a year to solve one of my problems, but I think that sometimes sitting with your discomfort is important. And I have not done that very well for a very long time. And I think it's especially hard when you're already depressed to like want to sit with your discomfort and like chill there. But now that I'm feeling a little better, I should probably solve some more of my problems. So let's talk about Unsteady, shall we? Let's talk about the book. I'm having a really good time with this. It's, I don't want to say better than I expected. Here's the thing. I expected this book to be good. I really did. But when I first started, I really wasn't sure if I was going to feel the emotional feelings that other people were feeling. I mean, Erin was sharing like fan edits of this book as if it was the Foxhole Court. So that was really like leading me to believe that this would be really amazing. Anyway, Sadie and Reese, I'm really enjoying their relationship dynamic. I'm liking their interactions. I don't really know how to describe their relationship dynamic other than Sadie's a little bit, I don't want to say sexually adventurous, but she definitely doesn't like to have her emotions in center. She's someone who really likes to be avoidant and really just lean into the physical side of things. And so she is really, I don't want to say pushing for that with Reese, but like that is how she's expressing her interest in him. And he's very much like, no, I want to get to know you on a personal level. She just doesn't know, I think, if she like has the capacity to deal with like extra emotions right now because of the things she's dealing with at home. I like their dynamic. I find it interesting. I am enjoying the side characters, the other like players on the team. It's definitely interesting. I'm still not like that far in. I really wish that Audible did a better job at like showing you how far you are into a book. I'm in chapter 17 and there are 50 chapters, so I guess I'm not even halfway done, but yeah, I'm having a good time with it. And I am enjoying it. And I'll be happy to report back, hopefully next week, that it was amazing and incredible and 10 out of 10 and you have to read it. I can't say that yet, but like it's feeling good. And I like that. So I was going to be really bummed if I didn't. I was going to read the second book anyway, because I think I have it from Libro FM as an ALC, which is actually part of the reason I got this one on audio in the first place. I was like, well, I have to read the first book first. But yeah, I'm intending to read both of them. Sorry, Pepper's being weird, trying to make sure he doesn't vomit. But yeah, that's it, I think, for me. What a way to end a video. I cannot keep looking at this, okay? I'm gonna put her over here. She does need to be charged anyway, but thanks for hanging out with me this week. I know this is an incredibly long vlog where not a whole lot happened, but it was fun trying on clothes with you. It was fun to be honest and vulnerable, and now you know where I've been and where we're going. Where we're heading, what we're doing. Next week should be fun. I think it's gonna be pretty busy work-wise, so I actually don't think the vlog is gonna be that long. It's definitely not gonna be this long, let me tell you. But I'm hoping like the latter part of next week, I could do some gardening with y'all, show you the plants that I'm getting, and show you more of our meals. I told you I was gonna do that this week and I just didn't, but we had some good stuff. So, hopefully this next week I can show you some stuff. Oh, not to spoil it, but I found this amazing looking recipe. It's like Nashville hot chicken tenders with dill fries and a dill aioli. Hello, that sounds so good. So I'll report back on how that is and I'll show you. I'm gonna do more of an emphasis on like food and like fun, that kind of stuff, I think, next week, since I can't share as much book stuff or life stuff, I guess. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I truly love y'all so much. I feel honestly ecstatic to be back making vlogs for all of you. Look out for more content from me. I'll see you on the next one.